let me just introduce and then we can start off with the Q&A, right?
Sure.
Yeah, awesome. Hi guys, thank you all for joining. I'm Shubhashri Ray from My Captain and I'm really excited about this webinar. Today's webinar is in collaboration with QFIS. QFIS is a mentorship platform with a community of experts who can guide individuals in their journey. Also, QFIS hosts coaching and workshops on different topics to enhance the skills. So please check out the link www.qfis.com for more details. Also, don't worry, I'll be putting down the link here so that you can check it out later on. And also I'll be putting out the link of Ajit Kumar's LinkedIn profile so you can check that out later as well. Cool?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hi Ajit. So, hi. So why don't you start off with introducing yourself, like what's your background and everything else?
Yeah. Hi everyone. I see quite a lot of people here. Really good to see that. Almost 40 of them are here. And as I heard, most of them are from writing background. So that's really good to see. A lot of young people are, into this writing thing.
Yeah.
So hi everyone. This is Ajit Kumar, and I'm currently working with Leo Burnett as a copywriter lead. Leo Burnett is a part of Publicis Group, which is one of the biggest communication group in the world, based in France. So I am currently in Bangalore actually, but I am based out of Delhi. And if you talk about my roots, then I belong to Bihar. Patna is a place where I completed my schooling, and after that, for higher education, I moved to Delhi and completed all my graduation and post graduation from there. So, being in a field of advertising, I actually did post-graduation in advertising and marketing communication from Delhi. And after that, I, came into this field and started copywriting. Before that, I was with a radio station as a radio jockey. I did that for about a year, and though I was interested in that, I loved being behind the mic and talking to people. But somehow down the line, writing attracted a lot of attention for me, and I like, yeah, let's get into this. This is much more exciting stuff for me, and so I landed up in copywriting profile.
Nice. Well, I was checking out your LinkedIn profile. I was like about to ask you. So from radio jockey to a copywriter, that's like a different step. So how was it? Like how was switching career like that?
So when actually I was with a community radio during my graduation days, and it actually happened as a chance. I was a part of the annual event for the college, and there a person from this radio station called Salam Namaste saw me, and they asked me to if I could join the training program for them.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, fine. If I don't have to pay, let's join this. So that's yeah. It's completely free for you. We liked your vocal, intensity and how you spoke about things. So I was like, okay, fine. So I did that for like 3 months, and then they offered me, a position there as a radio jockey. I actually couldn't believe that, but it happened. So that was really a boost for me, to get into this whole creative field.
Yeah.
And after that, I was very keen to, explore further what sort of things, happens into this whole creative field. And I actually didn't know about advertising industry till my graduation. So that was a revelation for me. And my brother recommended that, you get into copywriting, and then you can do a lot more things. You can write scripts and so on and so forth. So then I did this course from Delhi, and then I got into copywriting.
That's awesome. That's like really two different scenarios that you have been there. That's great, because switching careers is like a huge step, but then ultimately you did what you love. So that matters, right? Okay, awesome. Moving on. The first question I would like to ask you is, you're currently working as a copywriter at Leo Burnett.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the experience working there? Because it's like a big company, so you have worked for quite a long time. So what is your experience like?
So I have been with Leo Burnett since last November actually, and it's quite it's very enjoyable actually to work in a an integrated company, because Publicis Group has a lot of agencies working on so many clients. I mean, they have media agency, they have digital agency, so all kind of capabilities they have, and they have this concept called power of one. So
Yeah.
you are not isolated in your work. So I am with Leo Burnett, and this Leo Burnett is a creative agency. They do creative work. I can anytime walk, down the office and talk to the guys in media line and ask them, hi, hey, guys, I have this concept, I have this idea. How do I get into the media effectively? So that whole integration is very enjoyable, and get to work with the various characters on the floor. So it's quite nice, and the office is really nice, which is in Gurgaon. And it's very
Nice.
relaxing.
Nice. Awesome. So before that, also mentees, if you have any questions, drop it down in the Q&A box. We'll be answering, like Ajit Kumar will be answering all your doubts and all your questions at the end of the session.
Sure.
Sure. Okay, the next question I would like to ask you is, what are the roles and responsibilities of a copywriter? So I am sure there must be different roles and responsibilities. It's not just one, just writing. It'll be different aspects of it. So what are the roles and responsibilities?
As a copywriter, well, obviously you'll have to write compelling copy. I mean, it should be compelling enough that, people are, I would not say compelled to buy things, but yeah, helps them to buy whatever, or, buy the service or the product for whatever you are writing.
Yeah.
That's a must thing, but, there are a lot of other responsibilities that you need to take up. One of the biggest things that we need to do is come up with ideas, and before even getting into actual writing, copywriters are expected to come up with ideas for any particular campaign or requirement. For example, if I get a requirement to do, let's say, an ad for a chocolate brand, and the requirement is as such that they want to go very topical, like Amul. So first, I'll decode what their requirements are, then I'll come up with an insight, and then I'll get into writing. So all these, things integrated makes a very good copywriting thing. So these are the things that, we are responsible for. Apart from that, one of the very, very important things are that you are responsible to check that whatever piece of communication you're creating, it's error free. So that's a very big responsibility on the shoulders of, copywriters, that you need to be very sure that, this is an error free piece of work that is going out.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, moving on. So we have a lot of students that are from the writing background right here with us right now. So can you throw some light on what else they can branch out into, like not only copywriting or content writing or something like that?
See, when we say field of writing, it's just not copywriting. There are very variety of aspects to it, and variety of scope actually, especially with everything going digital. A lot of opportunities have opened up. I've seen this new thing come up, which is called UX and UI writing, where you write specially for apps.
Okay.
So if you have that writing ability, and have that writing flair in you, if you're passionate about it, so you don't necessarily get into copywriting. That has become a very broad term, in ad industry.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things. You can be a content writer, you can be a UI UX writer, you can especially be a script writer for a production company. Yeah. A lot of production company hire writers to just write scripts, especially for TV. And then there is corporate communication, where you can write for public relations and for corporates only. So in fact, you can just be a blog writer. I mean, I've seen success in that field also. You can be a travel writer. So there are a lot of things that have come up, in the field of copywriting. It's just you need to start on something. You can start with many things. You can write content at one point of time, and you can write ads, but you need to get that, one thing, one focus, and you get to understand that where you want to, invest your time and energy and your passion.
Yeah, nice. That's nice, because a lot of our generation kids right now are mostly focusing on starting their own blog. So they might limit themselves that, okay, I can just write this. I can't do anything else. I can't do editing and something like that.
No. Seriously, you don't need to do that. You just write. Don't think that I'm going wrong, or I should not do this. Don't worry about that. Just start writing. The start is very important, because trust me, when I was starting out, I was actually afraid to write anything out of the same fear that if whether I'm going right or wrong.
Yeah.
And obviously you will feel, because a lot of you will, you get this feeling that a lot of people are watching it, what they will feel. Don't worry about all this. Just start writing, but yeah, be very clear about what you are writing.
Nice. Okay. Okay, moving on. So as we were talking about roles and responsibilities, also what are some good skills that a copywriter should have? Top skills or the important skills that a copywriter should have?
Um, First and foremost that you need is to have a language command. It, it really doesn't matter whether you're writing in English or Hindi or Telugu or Kannada, whatever language. You need to be very comfortable with that language. If you write in, like I write in English and Hindi, so I have a mix of things, but primarily I write in English. So you need to have that language command and comfort with it. And I mean, later on you can branch out to different languages, but you need to have that focus and command on at least one language. Sometimes it happens that we go out and write something and there's some error in grammar or something. Uh, Definitely don't do that. That one thing you should avoid. But having said that, you don't need to be grammar Nazi like people say. But yeah,
Yeah.
be very clear in what you write. And apart from that, you need to have a very good observational skill. The things around you, the people, the way people talk, they behave. That really helps you to get a very deep understanding of your audience.
Yeah.
Suppose like I travel in metro a lot when I'm in Delhi, and a lot of people there read books or be on their phones. I can't do that. I just see how people behave. It's just my natural thing to do. It's not as if I'm staring at someone, but it's just I observe people, how they're behaving, how they're getting, and it helps us, helps writers to get the insight right. Then third thing I would say that you need to be very good at research, because writers get to write on various stuffs. I mean, from spacecrafts to hand blender. You can write on variety of stuffs. So be very good at research. That's very important. And last, I would say two things that are also very important. One is narration. Whatever you write and you need to narrate it to someone, you need to do that in a very, very good manner. You may write some very good script or a blog or anything, any piece of writing, but if you're not able to narrate it, people would not be interested in that. I know I have a lot of scripts that are that got discarded because I was not able to narrate it in a very good manner when I was starting out. So that is one another piece of another kind of skill you need to be good at. Last but not the least, I would say have business skill. As Joker said, if you are good at something, don't do it for free.
Yeah.
So be very good at it. When you're very when you're convinced and you're ready to earn from your passion of writing, do negotiate on money very well. And why it is also important in other aspect, because when you're writing some piece of communication in ad industry, you need to understand that there is certain amount of money riding on it, right? The client or the agency is putting time and money on it, and you need to be very, very clever about it.
Yeah.
I recently wrote a headline which is worth I think like more than 5 lakhs. So it doesn't matter if it's one line or 10 lines. It could be worth lakhs or crores. So you need to understand that also.
That's amazing. Also, I would like to ask you, like, whenever you have a writer's block, like you don't get that creative idea, what do you
Yeah.
do?
I have a very like people say that I have a very unusual thing that I do. I actually cook a lot. Whenever
Oh,
yeah, whenever I feel like I'm having a writer's block, or I don't want to write, I just get up and go to my kitchen and start cooking anything. It could be, it can be random stuff. I don't see recipe or anything. I just pick up things, okay, and start cooking. So just to divert my mind from, whatever is blocking me. Apart from that, I watched a lot of movies. I'm a big fan of Bollywood, and you know, I mean all kinds of movies, but I especially like Bollywood movies. So that is something I do. Sorry, hello?
Is the internet fine?
Yeah. It's okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so as you said, Bollywood movies. So do you like get inspiration from there and then you like try to write and then it gets sorted? Do you get inspiration from movies?
Yeah, a lot of times. Like I said, it has been my, you can say passion of watching movies since I was a child. Um, I've, I've been scolded many times because of that. I used to watch movies at late night movies, early morning movies. If I know that my favorite movie is playing, I'll wake up at 7:30 and I'll watch it. So yeah, it has been a driving force in my writing skill. You can say that.
Nice, that's great. Okay, moving on. So you have worked with a lot of amazing clients. Can you tell us about one of like any one campaign that you really enjoyed working on, like it brought out the best in you?
Yeah, I mean, there have been quite a few campaigns that I've worked which were very, really nice, and it actually helped clients a lot. But one campaign that is very close to my heart is of Digin actually. So this particular campaign was for a new business proposal, which we were doing for Digin, which is an anti-seed. You guys all know about it, I hope. So it's an antacid tablet brand, and the brief was very clear from the client that we want to just destroy the competition. And we asked them, ki, okay, fine, we get your sentiment, but how do you want to do that? So what they said, see, we work in less than 6 seconds. That's what it is. So I guess you guys must have guessed what brand I'm talking about, which works in 6 seconds. If not, then please do watch ads a lot because it's Eno.
Oh,
So that was a brief, and my CCO, Chief Creative Officer, walked up to me. This was actually when I was with Rediffusion in Mumbai. So he walked up to me and he said, "Listen, guys, I have a brief, and this is the brand, and we need to do something. So let's come up with ideas." And we were like, okay, fine. Then he again, he went away, and 5 minutes later he came back and said, hey, listen, so we just have 3 days for it. So we're
yeah.
like, okay, I mean, we normally take 3 days to just come up with ideas. He wanted the whole campaign to take shape in 3 days. So I was like, okay, I ran to my team and I was like, hey, listen, we have this brief. And the CCO has said, you have just 3 days and I don't know what to do. So let's just sit here and jam on things. Let's see what we can come up with. So in another half an hour, our CCO, joined us. So I came up with one insight actually, and it came up from my father. So what he used to do, he still does actually, that whenever he goes out, he carries Digene tablets with him. So it just came to my mind all of a sudden. So I called up my father and asked, why do you keep Digene tablets with you always? He said, because you can't find glass, if you're on a bus, public transport, you can't find glass. Where will you know, get water and then pour Eno in it and consume it? I was like, yeah, okay, fine. So I, immediately ran back to the cabin and I said, I have an insight and I think you guys will love it. So I told them, see what my father does and we can really, design our campaign, whole campaign on this. So my CCO got up and he said, okay, I have my campaign, get ready to write copy, get ready for headlines, think of scripts, and we were bombarded with things. So, and then we had like blast doing that. Because see, the point that, I'm making and why this is very close to my heart, because we were very clear in our mind. We had a very solid insight in this, and
Yeah.
which was true. It is backed by the fact that, yeah, you cannot get glass like the competitive brand shows at a marriage
Obviously.
function or, in a bus. So we made a lot of creative stuff on that, TV scripts and radio scripts, print ads, all those things. So, and then I went to the client. This was handed over to me for to do the presentation, and they loved it. They just got up and said, we loved whatever you presented, and it was such a exciting experience for me, to do that.
Yeah, also because you kept observing things around you, as you said before, like observe
Yeah,
things,
very
and
important.
yeah, and then you'll be able to, get that idea and creativity in your mind when you observe things, right?
Right. See, because whatever stories we tell to people, it is from their lives. That's how they connect with it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we see it in movies all the time. It comes from the society. So it's very important for any writer to observe people or anything happening around us.
Yeah, true. Okay, so my next question to you is how can like mentees get internships in the field of copywriting? Where can they apply and how can they apply? So all about internships.
For copywriting, the best place to get an internship is any ad agency. I mean, I don't think any other place, can provide you with an environment or correct tools to polish on your copywriting skills, because that is the place where you get to see the real work. Ad agencies. I've seen a lot of aspiring copywriters to get into client side and do their internship from there. But it's my opinion, and I really feel that internship should be done from ad agencies to get what really goes into copywriting. Apart from that, I think we get a lot of CVs from colleges, but also from individuals who have done, like, I recently interviewed an intern who is actually elder to me, and he has somewhat 6 to 7 years of experience in IT industry, but he wants to get into this profession. So and he was quite good at it. I mean, I was really surprised to see that someone is trying out for the first time, and he has come up with really good things. Apart from that, LinkedIn really helps, to get connection and ask people for advice, and even hand over their CVs. So yeah, that is one place you can really make your connections.
Nice, that's great. Because a lot of copywriters would feel like people who are actually entering this industry who have no idea. So internships play a like huge role in it, where they understand how the work happens when you come to an ad agency or something like that. Because listening is not enough, right? You need to work on it.
Yeah, it's very important. Internship actually really helps. It's a stepping stone to get into this profession. Because see, if I talk about getting into ad industry, it's just not about copywriting. You need to understand the whole corporate structure of ad industry as well. It's very important to know the business side of it, know the art side of it. Whenever we work, it's kind of a mandate that a copywriter needs to have an art partner. You
Yeah.
cannot work in isolation. Like the art partner that I have, unfortunately, is a damn good art director, and I feel very fortunate to work with him. So it's very important to do an internship and get the full of things, how things work in that industry.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so when it comes to internships, so internship someone wants to do because they basically want to build their resume and show it off when they go to a job interview, right? So coming to my next question, how to build a good resume as a copywriter?
It's actually a very good question. When I started out, I didn't know how to make a resume. To be very honest, and so I have seen a lot of interns come up with very creative resumes. Some come up with video resumes. Um, I would not suggest that, to be very honest. You can make a video resume. There's no harm in that. But keep your resume very simple and very straightforward, very direct. You don't need a creative resume to tell the creative director that you are a creative person. It should be the work that you bring along, it should do the job. So, apart from basic things that you write on your resume, like name and contact, uh, and education. In fact, in education, don't write about your school education. You need to be, see, we are looking for creative people, it really doesn't matter what percentage you had in your school, or you were a house captain or not. It
Yeah.
really doesn't matter to us. But do write about your college experience. Do write if you have been a part of any society, or you have conducted any workshop or anything about your college projects. So that really helps. Apart from that, do write about your hobbies and interests. It's really helpful. It sometimes becomes the deciding factor in hiring process for creative directors, because when you're starting out, okay, you have done this from this college, that is fine. I mean, of course you have done that. But when it comes to hobbies and interests, when you write, like I have written on my CV that I have interest in cooking and playing games, so they ask, used to ask me a lot about cooking and PlayStation things. Forget about copywriting, because they have for my folio for it. So that sometimes becomes a very important thing during the interview. But be very honest about it. If you're writing that you have interest in tennis, and if I ask you, what does the term love means in tennis, and you sit with a blank face, it doesn't work. So be very honest about it. And yeah, and do write about languages. It's also very important that you need to come up with your skills that you have. Even if you have just Microsoft Word skill, that is fine. As a writer, that is enough for for
Yeah.
creative directors. So that is fine. But yeah, do write about your languages skill, whatever languages even if it's regional languages that that is also fine.
Nice. Okay, so coming to the internship and resume and stuff like that. So, do projects and internship hold a lot of value on with your resume? Like not only just internship, but also doing projects on it.
Sorry,
So, do they hold a value on resume, the projects and the internship, when you're taking an interview to like for a valuable copywriter? So you actually go through all of these, right? So does project and internships hold that much value?
yeah. It's very valuable actually. When we interview people for internship role, or even as a junior copywriter, the projects helps a lot. It's something called portfolio. So you need to build your portfolio when you come for interview. It's not necessary that it needs to be very very creative and at par
Yeah.
with global standards or whatever. It just needs to show your creative capabilities. If you're a copywriter, uh, you can have a blog, you can have a script, you can have a proactively done ad for Coca-Cola. But projects are very, very important. You need to have something with you, any piece of creative communication when you come up for interview, even if it's for internship. And if you have done internship, then definitely it's, like I said, it's a stepping stone in your career as a copywriter. So internships are very, very important. I would advise every aspiring copywriter to take internships very, very seriously. Sometimes what happens that interns don't get, so much things to work on. Then just go proactive on that. You know the client name, you have a system with you, you have your creative ability. Just start writing something. Don't worry about that. I don't have an art partner or anything. Just write something.
Okay, so as you said, what if a person can't get an internship, but he's actually like very talented, but due to all other factors, so what if he starts blogs? So does blogging add on a value to copywriting, like having their own WordPress blog or some blog of their own?
Yeah. See, copywriting, is done for ads. But if you are applying for an internship, and you just have a blog to yourself, uh, it it can help you. I would. Yes, it's true that creative writers do look for some headline related things in your portfolio, but it's not a mandate of sorts. I when I interview interns, I just look for their creative ability and writing skills. So if you have a blog and it's a very interesting blog, yeah, why not? I mean, uh, other things can be, learned as you go in
Yeah.
your career. So that's not a, it's not a mandate that you need to have ad to yourself or scripts. Even if you have blog or just scripts or just ads, that is fine. All we, look for is to, to have some good creative thing to, that's it.
Nice. Okay, so before we move on with the mentees Q&A, why don't you give us 5 pro tips or 5 advice to anyone who wants to build their profile as a copywriter?
See, first advice that I'll give you all is to be in a creative space. It's very important that you always be in your own creative space. Every writer, have this individual space where they function. And to do that, I would suggest, watch creative ads, read books, watch movies, whatever you feel like doing, whatever fuels your fire for writing, but never lose that space. It doesn't matter if you're feeling low or feeling sad, you need to be in that space. That's how you always remain creative, right? You can, one may argue that, I need to shut down my mind and just relax for a bit. But even at
Yeah.
that time, if you're really passionate about writing, and back of the mind, you will think of something, some funny line or something. So you need to be in that creative space. That's one. Second, I would say, uh, you know, be very honest. I would say, this is something I tell every aspiring copywriter, that you need to be very honest with yourself and to the audience you're writing for. Because if you're not honest with your writing, you can't sell it. It's as simple as that. And if it's not worth selling, as David Ogilvy mentioned, then it's nothing. I mean, it's really not worth it. Third, I would say be logical about things. You need to have correct logic with whatever you are writing. It's very important for copywriting, because when you write something, people might, want to get into debate with it,
Yeah.
and they can. It's a matter of perspectives. You've written something, you feel it's right, but I could feel that it's not right, so I can get into debate with you. So you need to back your writing with correct logic. That's one thing. And next, I would say, you know be, write anything with, with facts. That's how actually you derive logic. So if your copy, write copy which are backed by facts and supported by some really great visuals. If you're writing something, uh, when I say great visual, need not have images in it. It's not necessary to have people image in it or any object in it. It could simply be a very, very beautiful typography. But when you're writing something, have this visualization with you, that when it will actually be executed, how it will look, how it will come out alive, in the real world. So I think these things are really important when you're building your profile as a copywriter.
Awesome. Like that was a great insight for all of the mentees who are actually in the writing field, because they would love to know the experience that is there. So they didn't really go to that field yet. So the professional line. So these all tips, I'm sure it's gonna help them a lot.
Mhm.
Okay. So we have mentees asking us many questions. So
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
just get on with it. So first question is, could you please tell us more about different projects you have worked on and your personal favorite scripts, other ideas that clicked out of nowhere?
I have worked on variety of clients. It includes a cigarette brand as well. That is something that in India, as per law, you cannot do. I mean, not like work on cigarette brands, but you cannot uh, create ads for cigarette brand, because it's as per the tobacco laws, it's not allowed. It's a legal offense. But there are few things that you can do with a cigarette brand. So that's one thing which has been very challenging for me. Uh, but and it's something that you always question yourself whether it's right to do or not. Uh, but that's a different debate that you can do with yourself. When you're into this whole business of copywriting or ad industry, it's your client, and if you don't feel correct, if you don't feel right ethically about it, can always say no. If you feel, okay, I can do that, so you can do that. So one really interesting thing that I've done is work for several clients. Um, uh, Other than that, I have worked on a smartphone brand called Comeo smartphones. So that is also one very interesting campaign that I did, and it's also very close to me because it helped client to go from a new player in the market to become uh, third player in the market. Not for a smartphone, but yeah, it did boosted them to third largest player for a feature phone in the market. Uh, uh, it was a campaign. It was actually a something called English campaign, which has come up a lot nowadays. The campaign name was Soch Mat Kar Dal. So
Nice.
it was specially targeted to the youth, and we created a lot of things, anthems, film. Uh, we shot with Shraddha Kapoor and Darshan Rawal. You can see that campaign on YouTube if you like. It was really a fun thing to do, and if you say that ideas that you have got out of the blue, it was something that I got out of the blue. I was actually a freelance copywriter at that time, and I was consulting on that project to an agency, which had this client. So it actually came out from an art director, the line that I said. So we were just jamming about it, and we were very worried because we had to present the whole campaign to the client in coming week. And this art director, who is also my friend, he just came up to us and he said, "Kya soch raha hai yaar, bas lik dal." Like, I think we can go in that zone also, because that's what we as a youth actually do. um, it's
Yeah.
not about being irresponsible in things, but yeah, if we feel like doing something, we do it. If we feel like writing, I just write it. So that's how the campaign came up. That was really a fun thing to do also.
Nice. Yeah, that's actually nice. So chamatkar dal. That's great. Okay, so the next question, as you said, you were a freelance copywriter before. So one of the mentee asked how to transition from freelance copywriter to agency copywriter. Currently, I'm writing landing pages, but I want to write video ads.
Okay. If you are a freelance copywriter, then also you can write video ads. There's no restriction to that. But yeah, the question comes about whether it will get executed or not. Uh, First thing I would say, to be very honest, you need to get in touch with people who are at agency. You need to showcase your work that you have been doing. As a freelance copywriter, if you are currently writing landing pages, that won't do much for you if you want to transition into video writing video ads, because you need to show your capability in some manner. So I would suggest write some scripts, do it proactively if you want. Pick up some brand, pick up any brand. I used to just pick up brand like Coca-Cola, any famous brand. Pick up Lay's or something, whatever. Pick up your favorite brand, and start writing scripts on it. And whenever you get in touch with anyone in the production house or agency, uh, be ready to showcase it to them. Be ready with your narration as well. It's just not script. You need to be at heart with it.
Yeah,
Then you can easily transition into. It's just not about changing jobs. It's much more than that.
nice. Okay, so coming to the next question, one of the mentee asked, how did you prepare your copywriting portfolio?
Okay, that's a good question actually.
Yeah.
So when I started out, I didn't have my portfolio for like 6 months of my when I was 6 months into my career, and I was really worried because every other copywriter of my batch had some kick-ass copywriting portfolio. I was really worried about it, so I started doing it proactively. I went to one of my seniors who was there when I was doing my internship with McCann World Group, and I asked him very bluntly, listen, I don't have a copywriting portfolio and I'm really worried about my future. So what should I do? He said, start writing. Why don't you write? Why are you asking me? Why are you, wasting your time asking me? So I like, what should I write? I don't know what to write. He said, become any brand. Like I said, if you want to transition to a video ads, you need to just pick up your favorite brand and start writing. So what I did, I wrote an ad for Absolute Vodka because that was a brand which was with the team at that moment of time. And I thought, Absolute Vodka does some really interesting work and it appealed to me. So I wrote an ad and I showed it to my boss, just like that. I didn't care about what he will say, will he scold me or anything. I just showed it to him because he himself told me that there is nothing wrong or right in it. You either have few things less, or you have something perfect, or you have few things more. There's nothing wrong or right in it, until unless you have really really bad ideas. So that will not be case. I'm very sure of it. So I showed it to him. He liked it, and he said, "Yeah, and do that. Why don't you do that? So keep doing that." Then I started keeping everything in my portfolio, whether it's a piece of blog, whether it's some interview for a celebrity, or a proactively written script, or some very bad looking print ad also. You every day open a newspaper and see, oh my God, what kind of ad is this? I
Yeah.
kept that also, because when you're starting out, you don't know what will make the cut. So keep everything. If you are under some very good creative directors or creative person, or if you are in, if you have a chance with some good chance of an interview with some good creative person, he or she will never demean your work. There will always be an encouragement to your work that you should, if this is looking bad, then you should improve it like that. So if you don't have that kind of person around you, I would suggest don't go to them. If someone is demeaning your work, what have you done, and get out of my room or go do something good. Please don't go to that person.
Nice. Okay, so the next mentee asks, so what kind of blogs came into your career when you entered this field?
Blog is in the blogs I wrote, or
Blog, the
blogs.
writer's blog.
Okay,
Yeah.
blogs. Writer's block, there's no rule to that actually. But if I'll talk about my career, one of the biggest obstacles that has been with me to find the correct art partner, because when you progress as a copywriter in the industry, people expect something, something good from you. Like you have spent 2-3 years in the industry, and when you go to some creative director for a job interview, or for your appraisal, as a matter of fact, they will expect you to have some good work. And that's where I struggled in the initial part of my career. I didn't have good art partners, I would say. But eventually I got one, and so we really worked it out and created some good work, good piece of work.
Nice. Okay, so the next question is, what are the main features to focus on a product while writing about it?
The main feature should be the USP of the product. See, I'll tell you very briefly how this whole thing works. Then it might be very clear to you also. When we start designing any campaign for a particular product or a brand, we actually design campaign for a brand, not for a product. Product is a part of that brand. So what happens, that client has some problem that they want to answer, that they want to address to the people. And then the account management team, takes that problem, define a brief among themselves. Okay, the client has specified this problem and we need to come up with a creative solution for it. Then they come to us, we decode that brief, find out what we can say about the product, about the brand. From there, we pick out first the USP, which is very important, of the product. For example, like I mentioned, a chocolate ad if I'm making, There needs to be an USP for that, right? So that one, other than the brand attributes, for example, Coca-Cola has this very family friendly things, right? But Pepsi, which is a very similar product, it's very me and myself kind of a thing. So you need to keep that attribute in mind. It's very, very important. So you got USP, you got the brand attributes to you, and then you need to define a tonality for it, right? If I'm writing an ad for Pepsi, it will be very aggressive, like, you know, har bhoot mein swag hai. So it's that kind of, you need to derive that tonality for the brand. So these
Right.
things are, three things are very important when you're writing for a brand.
Awesome. Okay, so the next question is, hi Ajit sir, how important is reading books for a copywriter? Also, would you suggest any specific books for copywriters in advertising?
Reading books is very important for anyone, be it a copywriter or an IT professional or a doctor. I think everyone should read a book. It gives you, you know, different perspective in your life. Also, it helps you to get a flair on writing. You know,
Yeah.
I especially believe that everyone who writes has their own style of writing. So, having said that, you need to read books. Don't overdo it, because what I feel, it's my personal opinion, by the way, not from the copywriter community, that when you read a book, try to grasp the core of the writing from it. I mean, the stories is one thing of that book. If you're reading a fiction, so the story is a one aspect, but try to grab the, you know, narration and the writing skill of that author. So that is very important when you're reading a book. Yes, but don't overdo it, because you tend to get into this whole trap of, you know, implicating the same thing in your writing.
Yeah.
So that you should refrain from. Apart from that, if I would recommend some book, I would say you can read Piyush Pandey's autobiography, uh, 5 Minutes Thriller, I think the name of the book is, or maybe it's written by Josie Paul. I don't remember actually, but it's 5 Minutes Thriller is a really good book. It tells you about, you know, what happened in the Indian ad industry and how it happened, how they came up with, you know, beautiful ads that we used to see on TV, especially that of Fevicol. I mean, I'm sure you must have seen all the ads of Fevicol. So that book is really good. I would recommend a blog which is called Stuff from the Loft. It's a blog from Dave Dye, who is who's the executive creative director of BVH, I think currently. He may have moved to JWT. I'm not sure, but that blog actually gives an insight into how the whole process, you know, works. He has, you know, blog from how he started from scratch to the final thing. Then there's a book called Stephen King's book on writing. I think that's the best book of Stephen King you can read, apart from all the horror or thriller books he writes. Stephen King's book on writing is a really good piece of book. You should, you know, grab from the stores or buy it online.
Nice. Okay. So the next question is, I am into script writing. How can I be clear with my narration?
Okay, so if you're into script writing, narration is very important, like I mentioned earlier. To really develop that skill, I'll tell you what happened with me is that I had a, you know, stage fright up till my first year of college. As I mentioned, I was also a radio jockey. Then I'm a copywriter now. I've written scripts. So, but I had stage fright. I was really scared to, when it came to public speaking. You know, to develop that, you need to be very, very comfortable with yourself first. You need to be very comfortable with your writing. If you have absolute belief in what you have written, you know, then your narration can come out beautifully. And if you feel that, you know, I'm not able to narrate it as well as I have written, practice it. Just don't think who is around you or who might be seeing you or what they will say. Don't go into all those things. If you believe in your writing, if you believe in your script, prepare a narration, sit in front of a mirror, do cliche things. It really doesn't matter, right? But you need to be very vocal about it. You cannot be an introvert and be a very good narrator,
Yeah.
right? When I say introvert, it's not like go to strangers and talk, not like that. But just take your script and start narrating it. Start feeling your characters. If you have a character who say who is a 5-year old child, and so feel like it, get into that space, get into his or her shoes, then you can really polish your narration skills.
Nice. Okay. So I have two other questions which are like kind of similar, so I'm just going to merge them.
Yeah.
So one person asks how to start as I'm a fresher with no experience, and the other person asks, have you done any course for it? Like, if so, then how to develop copy and content writing skills?
Sorry, what was the first question?
uh, how to start as I am a fresher with no
Okay.
experience,
Okay.
and the other person asked about courses.
So if you're a fresher, and like I earlier mentioned, if you're a fresher, you need to start writing. Just get into anything, any piece of writing, and be very clear, very write something that can be easily understood by whoever is reading, but at the same time be interesting in it. Boring stuff won't work, and trust me, when you start writing, you'll know that it is boring or interesting. But that's how you actually develop feelings for your writing, if I can say. So I write a lot of things and I delete it instantly when I feel like, oh, this is not working. Also show it to people. Don't be afraid of it. Show it to people, get their perspective, whether it's good or not. Show it to, not necessarily to people who are into writing or into advertising or anything. Show it to, if you want, if you feel like, show it to your father, show it to your brother, show it to your sister, show it to a kid, if you feel like. It doesn't matter, get perspective of other people, that if it's interesting or not. um, um, uh, then second was about course, right? So I did a course after my graduation, which is called Advertising and Marketing Communication from APJ Institute of Mass Communication, which is in Delhi. But as for writing, to develop writing skills, yeah, you can do a creative writing course. There are a lot of colleges that offers. MICA is one very good institute. Uh, you can try out for Xavier Institute of Communication. That is really good. But yeah, the courses are mostly oriented for or prepared for advertising and marketing communication in all of these colleges. And to develop that writing skill, you can take up any creative writing course if you like. But to be very honest, one can teach you the basic of it. One can tell you the tricks of it, but there's no such perfect way of becoming a writer. You get a language command, yes, first, very important. But as you go about it, you learn writing. But yeah,
It's
to
basic.
start with, you can have you can opt for a course of creative writing, or any diploma course.
Nice. Okay, so another question is, what are the things that you shouldn't do as a copywriter?
Don't be offensive. Never be offensive with your writing. Always remember that. It happens quite a lot, and it has you know destroyed, I would say, career of many copywriters uh, because of being offensive in their ads or in their piece of writing. um, People a lot of time argue or get into this debate that how is that offensive, how is that I wrote it with good intention. But what's the there's no point of getting into offensive things. I mean, if you're writing something, you're writing with a purpose, right? That purpose should not be to make other people feel bad about it. It should be moving. It should be it should be amusing. It should jog your emotions, not make you angry. So don't be offensive. One other thing I would say you should not do in copywriting is never, wander off the requirement. This is especially for advertisement, ad copywriting. Never wander from the requirement. If a client has certain requirement, if they have certain problem they want to address that. And for the sake of creativity, don't wander off that, this is very creative and I would want to go with it. Do that for winning awards and everything, but not for the real work. So do avoid these two things definitely.
Nice. That's a great insight. Okay, so the last question is, they are asking basically about portfolio again, which you already answered. They are asking if they can mail you.
The portfolio.
Yeah, to intern with you, I guess.
Yeah, sure. If you have a portfolio, you can definitely mail it to me and I can give you what I think about it, give you the perspective of what I feel about it. Don't shy away from that. You can, definitely mail it. And if you have, like, again, it came up about portfolio. Yes, that's a very good concern of people to make portfolios and how do I do that? I don't know anything about advertising. I don't have an art partner. And all this question, all these arts uncertainties will be in your mind. And those are the challenges you need to overcome actually. These will always stick with you. Trust me, it will be with you. It still haunts me that I don't have a good work in a portfolio, even though 10 creative directors have told me that Ajit, you need to relax. You have quite a good work with you. But it still haunts me. Whenever I get a brief, it's still, I get worried. Will I be able to write, a very good piece of line for this particular campaign? But those are the challenges you come up as a writer. Will I, when I write my blog, will it be able to jog people's emotion? You don't know for sure, you can be sure of it. That's why you need to be very, very, very comfortable and honest with your work. So don't worry too much about, what's wrong or what's going right when you're creating portfolio. Just go at it, right? And like I said, if someone is demeaning your work, like if someone is telling you what piece of crap you have come up with, I mean, that should not be the case. If someone is telling you, go to another person and take perspective from them. We try to be very encouraging, try to encourage a lot of young people, but you'll find people who will demean your work. You can't help it. The whole world is like that. So don't worry too much about your portfolio, especially if you are a fresher. As a creative director, as a copywriter, when we ask for interview, we see potential in your work, then we ask for it. And when you come up with an interview, and even if you have one piece of good writing, you have a chance to work with us. We have a chance to, go for an internship. And then, but then remember, when you have entered this whole field of advertising and you have, you have a tag of copywriter intern, then you need to, give your best shot. You need to work very hard to come up with portfolio. Don't shy away from going to art director and asking, hey, dude, I have written this beautiful line. What can we do about it? So don't, he might say, "Mere paas time nahi hai, I don't have time." But don't shy away from that. Just be proactive about it.
Nice. So the takeaway from this entire webinar is just do it. Don't stop yourself from doing it. Because if you really want to get onto this field, then you need to start doing something and somewhere, right?
Yeah, procrastinating is a very, is the number one enemy of any writer. I know because I am a procrastinator. To tell you the truth, whenever something comes up into my mind, I say it has come to my mind. I will write it any day. But the next second, I feel like, no, man, you need to do it. I mean, just wake up and do this, yaar. So don't do that. Just get into writing. Write, just write and read and have fun with it. If I have to summarize, have fun with your passion.
Nice. Okay, so here we end our webinar, Copywriting 101. Thank you so much, Ajit, for joining us like with my
It was great.
captain. This was a great webinar. I hope all the mentees enjoyed as well. They got all the insights for copywriting, whatever doubts they had,
I
and
hope
got
that too.
cleared.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hope that too.
that's awesome. Okay, thank you, Ajit. Have a
Okay.
great
Thank you
night.
everyone for attending this seminar, and I really wish and I hope that you do well in your career and keep on writing, keep on having fun. Don't be sad or anything about it. And please, please, please keep on writing whatever you like. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Awesome. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.